Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be finally going over Cedric Sparklesack. Of course, we tried forever to try to get this thing for multiple dozens of hours when it was the Gnome Vault event. He is mainly only obtained through the Gnome Vault, but there is another way to obtain him. He happens to just randomly be in Soulforge this week. So if you go to games underneath Soulforge, underneath the troops, and if you have at least level 9 Soulforge or higher, you will see a Cedric Sparklesack. He is similar to a Fairshra, though nowhere near as viable. He's basically the gold version of a Fairshra. Fairshra gives 150% bonus to souls, which is the highest troop of any troop to have that big of a soul bonus, and basically Cedric Sparklesack is the exact same thing, except instead of souls, it does it for gold and has a 100% gold bonus. Do keep in mind this does not apply to the PvP gold, it only applies to that one gold value that you normally see within the battle, all the way in the top left. That's basically the only value that this ends up increasing. But of course there are multiple different troops as well as some weapons that end up boost ratioing off this gold, so there are some useful purposes for him. Other than that, he also has a fast trait and is the fastest troop that can multi-summon multiple troops as this current moment in time. It only costs them 8 in order to do a 1 to 3 bomb bot. I believe the next cheapest is around 12 or 14. So he is currently the cheapest at only the fast trait with 8. Has stealthy too, so he's not going to get easily drained by something like Spirit Fox, and he gets 1 to 3 bomb bots, and bomb bots can be quite powerful in their explosion capability. He'll have quite a bit of a potential in future sacrifice teams. There aren't really any sacrifice teams that I don't think that he's viable in at this current moment in time, but definitely quite a bit of potential with that. But anyways, let's get into some teams with him. Other than that, he just pulls the last enemy to the front and then charms a random enemy. For the most part, you're mainly just going to be using him for his trait, though, and his summon. Very rarely will you actually use him for his charm and pull aspect. So, of course, you can go and craft yourself one this week if you so want so. No real need to go for 2, though I will be showing one with 2. Actually, let's go do that one first. So let's go over to Explore. I think I already have it set. Yep, there it is. Alchemist, Traxxas, double Cedric Sparklesack. If you have a Wordbreaker, it would be better to use a Wordbreaker, but I wanted to do something slightly cheaper. Basically, the purpose of this team would be if, let's say, the event objective for the week is you have to do something specifically in Explore. This team would be pretty decent for that. The main reason being is we'd be able to still accumulate a similar amount of gold to that of what PvP does, while simultaneously still doing the objective that would be under this game mode. As far as teams that you use with Cedric Sparklesack, essentially every single team you ever use will be using an Alchemist. The main reason for this is he's just really good at obtaining gold. Basically 2 casts and you're already at the max capacity, like you can see right here. There's the gold value we have, 182 out of 325. We are getting 100% from one Cedric Sparklesack, another 100% from the second one, and then a 25% from the Alchemist itself. And then we just convert this over, and as you can see, pretty much already maxed, just a few other extra turns. And I guess we'll just end it out with the little poke, and down it goes. So you can see here, we'd not get as much as a normal PvP battle, but as you can see, if you were needing to go to here to do whatever the event objective is, still a pretty competent amount of gold, and that's not even with any kind of event troop or anything like that either. If there happened to have been a yellow event troop that could do a decent amount of damage, you could combine that with it too and end up getting that bonus. But for the most part, as I mentioned, no real need to go into 2 of them. 1 would be perfectly fine. So let's get into some PvP teams using only 1. There are 2 of them in which I want to use. One will be focused around Bonnie Rose, whereas the other one will be around a pistol weapon that you get at 40 brown, 40 blue hero mastery. Once again, we will be using the Alchemist, the infamous Alchemist Moneylender combo. I barely even use Alchemist Hellcat anymore because Alchemist Moneylender is so much better, and particularly so in this case because we actually have a 25% gold gain here, another 25% here, of course the 100% off of Cedric Sparklesack, as that is his whole thing, and then Bonnie Rose. Bonnie Rose has a 2-to-1 boost ratio based on all the gold you have, so this finally allows her to basically be like a Fairshra, and essentially allows her to one-shot everything later on in the game, something that she normally would not have been able to do prior to this. So we're going to move that over, get quite a bit of mana. Ideally, we'd have an Alchemist here on not red. That's the worst possible thing we could try removing here. So I'm going to do a really weird move and just throw, I guess, just a slight poke on there so we can easily kill it on the follow-up. I really do not want to have to remove these reds, so I am not going to. Maybe he'll just get distracted or something. Let's see. Come on, options. Do I have to go and get rid of it? We'll delay it as much as we can. Hopefully we'll get something here. We don't have it on brown. Can't really even get enough to try to get it on brown. Though brown themselves, I might as well go and take myself. So we'll go grab all that. And I think we're finally good to go. Just need to, again, get one more alchemist. It is pretty dependent on us getting an alchemist because everything we have is so dependent on that gold value. But no, we should be good now. So we get that one alchemist. We already got our Bonnie Rose. We should be good to go. We have our moneylender to go back in. And now we essentially just start one-shotting his entire team based on whatever the biggest threat is. So let's start with Falnessa as we don't want to get drained. Then simply get our mana right back up. He did take quite a bit of red there, though we get so many that it's not even going to matter. Little skull poke. I might as well not even poke him then. Oh, but then again, let's see. Yeah, let me kill him out. I don't want to accidentally kill ourselves off the recoil somehow that he has the 50% skull reflect. So we'll just take that, throw another moneylender back, and of course that goes right back to Bonnie Rose. And we can just keep repeating it and essentially knock out his entire team doing this method one by one while gaining a decent amount of additional gold. Is it quicker than just using a standard team? Probably not, but the little bit of extra gold, if you don't really have too many other options, will start to stack up over time, that is for sure. As you can see right there, we're getting that full 250 between the two merchants and the Cedric Sparklesack and his 100% bonus, and we end up getting nearly 4,000 gold from that battle, so a pretty decent amount of gold. Ooh, the revenge battle is so tempting. I gotta go for it. I can't not go for the revenge. For any of you that don't know, while it doesn't show it on the final screen, revenge battles do give you twice the amount of gold. So we're gonna get even more gold farming in here. So next up, we're gonna be using basically the Gorg Olfa. Bronze Lock Pistol with the Cedric Sparklesack basically functions as a better version of Gorg Olfa, as weird as that may seem. It takes a little bit longer to get rolling, but once it does, it is stronger than it. Not only is it a 3 lower mana cost, it does use slightly different colors though, but it does a 100% full gain. So basically what it does is it destroys random gems boosted by gold collected. So of course we're going to be able to accumulate enough gold and basically get to the point where we would be able to destroy 64 gems, essentially meaning we're destroying the entire board. The difference between this and the Gorg Olfa is Gorg Olfa would only end up accumulating 70% of it because explosions only accumulate 70% of the mana, but destroyed gems ends up accumulating 100% of the mana. So we're going to be able to clear out the entire board, get the full benefit from it, do it for 3 lower mana costs, have any hero class we want. So we're going to be starting with Archer, so we can have the half mana start as well as 15% chance to kill on skulls. We could go with something tankier or something completely different, though with this I'm just going with Archer. And yeah, we even get a little poke of damage on top of that, which is also something that Gorg Olfa doesn't do. The only slight difference is we do not have anywhere near as much skull mitigation. Obviously we have none with this specific hero class, and the only other difference is we do not have a cleanse off of our trait. We instead have damage in place of it. Other than that, this one I am running a Wordbreaker for. I'm going to be again throwing Alchemist. Alchemist is essentially mandatory in almost every Cedric Sparklesack team that you're really going to be running, simply because there isn't anything that even comes close to how much gold and how quickly of gold the Alchemist can accumulate for your team. But anyways, let's go into this and just kill them all out with the Wordbreaker. So right off the bat, we're going to, of course, once again, go straight into the Alchemist. He is partially blocked, though that's not really too hard to go and get a mana. We also set our banner, so we can simply just go double red if we had them available, though unfortunately, we did not have that available. And we're going to let him keep taking pokes. Of course, we don't have the Gorg Olfa tankiness, but still, he's not doing too much damage, so it isn't going to be much of a worry. I'm going to take that brown. Need to get an Alchemist before we throw a single pistol down. Even if it's the most blank Alchemist ever, we do need to go and just set it down and then go from there. So trying to figure out one that isn't horrible here. It looks like green isn't the worst, so it's still pretty bad, but I need to get something down, so we'll do that. That'll give us some starting gold to kind of work with here. I kind of just want to go right back into the Alchemist full mana, hope for a red here, and that is exactly what we needed. Perfect. Do we have the board for it, though? Yes, we do. We can get rid of brown. Not exactly the color we want to get rid of, but that's better than not getting an extra turn. So we'll go for that. Looks like we're almost at Wordbreaker, a little bit short. No, we're not. Oh, yes, we are. Nope, no Wordbreaker for us. Okay, so we'll finally have to get the pistol down then. With that being said, we'll want to target whatever the biggest threat on the opposing team is at this current moment. I believe that would have to be the Scion, so we'll go clear that out. And if we could just get one more Alchemist, we'll have enough gold to be able to start clearing out the entire board. And yeah, you'll see right here. Let me actually go slow down the speed. Have we hit max gold? Yes, we have. So actually, I haven't even looked at what this looks like when we slow down the speed. But yeah, let me go bring it down to like 1 times, which feels like glacial slow motion pace with how much I keep playing it on max. But let's just go see the entire board get completely obliterated, and we accumulate, oh, 3. Okay, maybe I counted that slightly off. It missed 3 of them. Still, pretty much the entire board, and way more mana than a Gorg Olfa would give. But yes, that is quite a bit of mana. As you can see, every single thing on our team is fully accumulated, and we can easily keep spamming that over and over again, assuming that there is at least 12 blue and brown combined on the board. So if we were to count that up, there isn't anything on my team. Oh, here we go. So if we can go on something like this troop, like an alchemist, and count out the brown and blue, we'll know for sure if we'll basically get all of our mana back or not. So as you can see right here, there's 15 brown blue on the board, so we know if we cast this, we will be getting all of our mana back from the pistol. And we can just keep looking at that every single time to know if we need to go with like a Wordbreaker or another pistol or just whatever we want to do. Anyways, let's just throw the Wordbreaker down. Oops, I still have glacial speed on. Is that seriously 1-time speed? That seems so slow now compared to normal speed. Well, normal speed isn't 4-time speed. 4-time speed is normal speed. Anyways, wow, I forgot how ridiculously slow not 4-time speed is. Anyways, back to 4-time speed. And let's go and get an alchemist down. I think that's like the first time I've even used that speed in like months. So we'll just go and use that pistol to get rid of his barrier, then simply Wordbreaker kill him, and that is that. And as you can see, obviously, with pretty much every single one of these battles, we will be reaching the max capacity of gold, and this will give us a little bit of extra gold. Still, spamming PvP with a real team may end up giving you more gold per hour, but these are fun things that you can end up putting into your team, and I definitely highly advise getting at least one Cedric Sparklesack, mainly because the normal means of actually obtaining this guy is ridiculously annoying through the vault keys, and I still haven't actually found one through the vault keys, but of course we end up crafting them within the Soul Forge instead. But anyways guys, if you guys have any other questions about the Cedric Sparklesack or anything else in general, or gold farming teams in general, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.